there. Our next match, AJ Styles versus Gunther. If AJ loses, he must retire. That ending was a shock to most people, but it was not a shock to the people on this show. I remember very distinctly we all called it. We all picked Gunther to win.
He was done here.
It was just a matter of
how fire was the match going to be.
It was just a matter of he's going down, but how, you know what I'm saying? Like, is he going down fighting? Is he going down? Is it going to look old? Is it going to look worn? Is it going to look, how is he going to fare here? And it was another solid banger of a match for AJ Styles. Good?
Yeah.
It was another banger of a match there for AJ Styles and Gunther. It was good. It was solid. A lot of great moments. I started getting Cena vibes. About midway through, there was a bump that Styles took where it looked like he was concussed a little bit, and they were selling that. They were selling the idea that he's a little out of it, that he's not fighting back the way that he should. He's been, Gunther's really putting it on him, and then they gave him that hope spot where he's just firing back and doing a bunch of stuff. And then we get to the sleeper hold. Let's talk about the sleeper hold for a second, because this was the internet's aha moment where they hearkened back to the whole because this was the finish that a lot of fans said, this is what we said that John should have did. The guy who never tapped out, and then the guy who taps out occasionally, he tapped out. He didn't tap out here. So it's like ass backwards now. It's like, what the fuck? They did the whole kind of passed out finish, and AJ sold it. Like when it was over, and the crowd was dead quiet when that match.
Like he woke up to Gunther's music and he didn't realize it was over.
He was doing the whole what happened?
Yeah.
What happened? Is it over? Did you count me out? He was doing the whole what the hell happened thing, and then in the ring, just to set it up, because this is the basis of the real conversation. We can go blow for blow, but it doesn't really matter because at the end of it, he lost, and he starts to do the removal of the gloves, almost like an indication if he's going to start taking stuff off, leave it in the ring. And I think he actually got them both off. Mm-hmm. He started looking at everybody and just said, nah, fuck that. He started putting the gloves back on and he starts hitting poses and he's doing the whole thing. They don't want none. No, they don't want none. They're doing their whole deal. And he leaves, and people took that again, and it's always open to interpretation. Oh, he's not really leaving. There'll be an angle of some kind. Or the other way, people say, see, he's headed to AEW, baby. That's it. AJ Styles is going to be all elite, baby.
That's crazy.
And we don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. I laid out my plan for AJ concerning going to TNA and ending his career there. I felt like the removal of the gloves, there was some apprehension because in my head, I think I said it out loud, maybe that's not the ring he wants to leave him in. Like he's going to retire, but maybe it's just he wants to choose a different ring to leave his stuff in. And I think that's, whatever he wants to do, he's obviously earned the opportunity to do whatever it is that he wants to do. But that's going to, he's retired. So,
what do you think about the comment? I heard Triple H made a comment about his heart not really being in it anymore. Did you see anything?
I saw.
Like that was my buddy felt like it was a shot, or not just a shot, but like he didn't like it because he felt like it. Like my buddy obviously felt like the ending didn't feel like the true ending. But with Triple H saying that, it kind of like took the steam out of anything else he could have done. Do you think like he was kind of looking into it a little different, or do you feel like what Triple H said could kind of be like a little controversial of like, why are you speaking on that specifically if he has another route he's doing for his ending?
Well, I think it's another case of misinterpretation. I think that was bad wording, essentially, is what I think that was. When he says his heart wasn't into it, I think people read that and saying like he's quitting like quiet quitting, you know, like he's just
there's
giving
something
up.
behind the scenes
Right,
happening.
right.
Yeah.
Whereas I think when he says that his heart's not into it, it's because there's apprehension. Nobody wants to leave. Nobody wants to leave. Your body tells you when it's time to go. And his body has been telling him for a while now that it's time to go. And so I don't think he means when he says his heart's not into it, I don't think he means that his heart is not into the actual match. Like he's not going to go out there and half-ass it because he's just lazy Styles now. He's an old vet just getting through the night. Like no, he gives a shit about the match. He gives a shit about the opponent. He gives a shit about the show. His heart's not into it because he doesn't want to go. You're doing the match because you have to. You're doing the match because you told yourself, I want to go out still looking like AJ Styles, and so he did it, but he doesn't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of people sometimes misunderstand the terminology because people make jokes all the time that I'm obsessed with wrestling. I'm obsessed. My wife says I have Asperger's because I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed with it, and I can't do it on that level. Imagine loving this industry
And being a top performer.
and being able to do it better than anyone else.
Being able to walk out that curtain and getting that reaction
Every time.
and also being addicted to it. Like imagine being a drug addict and getting the same feeling like as the first time you did the drug.
Yeah. Every time.
It's like you can't walk away from that.
I'm gonna say a comment right now that might ruin Ric Flair's retirement for everybody. But based on the evidence that we saw after the retirement, my theory at the time proved to be correct. Because people, when Ric Flair retired in 08 after the Shawn Michaels match, there was a lot of tears, there was a lot of crying, and a lot of people assumed, and rightfully so, it's very easy to feel that way, that a lot of the crying was because of the emotion of the moment and a career well spent and just joy that he got a chance to retire. A lot of guys don't get a chance to retire. You know, it's either taken from them or they die or whatever the case may be. He got the chance to go to WrestleMania, have the big match, and I just thought, man, he's just overwhelmed with emotion. What a way to go. And I said the night after in 08, I don't think those are tears of joy. I think that's tears of sadness. I don't think he wants to go at all. I think if Vince McMahon said, aha, JK, you don't have to retire, he would have kept wrestling on Raw. No issue. He'd have been like, oh, bet. As a matter of fact, Sean, put the boots on. I want a fucking rematch. You cheated last night. And he would have jumped right back into it. And I got criticized at the time. And now we learn that it's 100% true. Because about a year or two later, he goes to TNA. He continues wrestling. He's wrestling on and off on indie shows. He even had that last match. He wrestled a match like last year or 2 years ago, whichever that Andrade match was. So he didn't want to go. This is a drug you cannot kick. That's why, like, I have a lot of respect for John. If John stays to the promise, then he might be the first. Even Steve Austin stayed retired for 19 years. It made me believe for sure he was never coming back, that he stayed true to it. And then he had the one match. Now, it was a good match. He hasn't had a match since. He's going to stay retired. It was Dallas, Texas. There's some exceptions to this, but he still did it because I'm telling you, it's hard. It's hard to do this for this long at that level and then just say, okay, I'm over. It's done. Like, I got emotional. His kids tweeted him or tweeted at Phenomenal, whatever. And they were sharing slideshows of them as kids when AJ obviously was a new dad and he was in TNA and Ring of Honor and he's working out, getting ready for shows, and the kids are lifting dumbbells with him and stuff like that, all the way to now where those kids are now his height, playing football and playing sports, and dad's right there with the whole, this is WWE superstar AJ Styles, but he's in the crowd, like, go kid, go son, and the whole shebang. Like, yeah. No pun intended. Great husband, great father, great wrestler. That's hard. That is a trifecta that is hard to beat. I'm jealous every single day of his existence. And that's why I feel like when Triple H says, well, his heart's not into it, that's how I interpret it. Not that he doesn't want to put forward a great effort, but because he doesn't want to go. It is half-hearted. Like, I'm doing this because this is the right thing, but fuck, I don't want to fucking retire. I want to drink a potion that brings me back to my 23-year-old body so I can continue to do it for 20 more years. I think he used those exact words when we were in Saudi Arabia last time, where he was just like, I wish I could take a serum that takes me back 20 years physically, but it is what it is.
Erases half my bump card.
Yeah, he would take half. Just get rid of half of it. I'll figure it out.
Oh my God. Giving some of these veterans half their bump card back, none of them would fucking retire.
None of them would leave. None of them. None of them would fucking leave.
Imagine if gave them some of them their hair back. Dude. So many cool gimmicks.
Listen,
so many cool gimmicks.
I'll take some of it. I'll take some of it back. I'll take some of that back. Keep the wrestling ability. Just give me some of the hair
let me
back.
get some of that skull fur.
We're not gonna harp on the Gunther thing because I feel like we drained that orange a few weeks ago when we did the Cena thing, and we're probably gonna do it again at WrestleMania.
This one wasn't about Gunther.
That's why,
AJ.
right?
I will say for Gunther though, real quick before we move on, is I do really love the idea of, and I think I said it when we were sitting there. I love that this little run he's on right now is even bigger than a belt. Like him not having a belt, like I don't think he needs it right now. That's how good this little run is. So he was my win for the Rumble. So to see him go in and not win it, I'm kind of excited about that. You know what I mean? Like
runner-up though, he was right there. He was in the mix.
I love that they're doing things that doesn't need the belt spotlight to be successful, and that's a little bit of a run that he's on right now, and I fucking love it. That's all I want to just point out. Where Gunther's on a tear.
That used to be a thing, folks. That used to be a thing where you would have storylines and wrestlers on the show that were very, very important that had no connection to a championship at all whatsoever.
And didn't need it.
That used to be the norm. That's why there's so many fans now. One of the big takeaways, I forgot to mention this for the Women's Rumble. Everybody was so impressed with Kiana James when she came out number 3 in the Rumble, and like you, when she came out, they were like, "I thought she was a manager. What is all this shit she's doing?" And she went in there and worked. She went in there and did a lot of cool shit, and she must have been in there 15 minutes, maybe. She had a nice 20 minutes. She had a nice showing, and the whole internet. She needs to be in the main event scene. She needs to be the world champion already. And I'm like, yeah, bro.
She was good. Slow down. Relax.
Chill.
Relax. She wrestled like it was her first day back out of 300 years. And she was excited. Let her calm down a little bit. But anyway.
You give these people one bubble butt, and all of a sudden the world's heavyweight champion does have a nice little area back there. So I'm not gonna lie. All right. So maybe there's something to it. Hold on a second. He said, just hear him out. Just hear him out. That's all I'm saying. But no, congratulations to both of them for a great match. And we'll see what happens from here with AJ. He's either gone for good for real or one last run somewhere else. We'll see. We'll keep an eye out. You'll hear it here first.